Oh. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to historic Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park for the next game, number 4 of a 5-game homestand for the Tarp Skunks as they play host the Auburn Doubledays. Welcome, everybody, back once again. It's Matty G alongside Dre Guinness. And Dre, let me tell you, this is going to be an interesting matchup for the Tarp Skunks tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Auburn last night playing against the Elmira Pirates was a close game until late, and Auburn came away with the victory. The standings are tight right now. Batavia at 5-1, Auburn at 3-1, Geneva and Jamestown tied for third in the Western Division at 2-1 coming in. So this is definitely going to be a test game, and I think yesterday's 6-1 win over the Niagara Falls Americans was a great momentum builder, and tonight they really need to lock down. But the key to this game for the Tarp Skunks, I think, tonight is Sam Huff, the starting pitcher. 4.2 innings pitched, 2 runs, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks against the Newark Pilots back last Saturday, coming in with a 3.85 ERA. He needs to establish the tone. Same thing as yesterday. Pound that strike zone, go after the hitters, and trust your defense.
Not just Sam Huff on the mound, but the entire defense as well, showing flashes of greatness time and time again yesterday. But you take a look at something along those lines, and you wonder, is this more of a revenge game for the Skunks than anything? Because if you remember, Coach Julian was the head coach for the Auburn Doubledays last season. So is this more of a personal game for him?
I mean, I'm sure there's a personal aspect to it. Changing ball clubs anytime you face your former club for the first time, there's going to be some kind of emotion going on. Do I think that there's any bad blood between them? Probably not coming in. You know, it is the business of baseball, but you know for a fact that Ben Julian's thinking about celebrating a win tonight.
Absolutely. Just continue that record, build it up more and more and more. It is a different scenario than yesterday. It is a cooler one. I mean, partly sunny, high of 62 or currently 62 degrees. So it is a bit of a cooler one. And to be honest, I'm okay with it up here because this press box can kind of get scorching hot at times. So I'll take the cooler weather.
Yeah, the cooler weather also is going to affect the flight of the baseball. Right now, there's not a lot of wind. The flags are draping straight down in center field. So anything put up in the air into the outfield, it's not going to get any kind of lift with the wind, or it's not going to get knocked down. This is going to be a pretty straightaway ball game as far as wind and other external elements affecting the game.
That and the fact that the power hitters have been brought back for the Skunks. So why don't we take a moment, Dre, I'm going to hand it over to you as we take a look at these starting lineups for the Doubledays as well as the Skunks, and you'll see that their power hitters are back yet again for the second day in a row for the Skunks, considering it worked yesterday. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting Auburn Doubledays, coming in with a record of 5-1 on the or make that 3-1 on the season. Leading off and playing center field is going to be Cole Moseri. Batting second and playing second is Frankie Asaro. James Sill, batting third, will be the designated hitter. The cleanup hitter, Zach Bale, will be at first base. Left fielder, Ryan Grundy, will bat fifth. Brian Hoftiger will be the right fielder, batting sixth. Behind the dish, Logan Scully batting seventh. Anthony Piazza batting eighth and playing shortstop. Aiden Ford, the third baseman, batting ninth. And Juan Perez, the extra hitter for the Doubledays. For the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, the lineup's starting to come together here. Nigel Sebastianelli will lead off and play shortstop. Had a spectacular game at the 6th spot yesterday, looking to duplicate those efforts. Leo Doyle will be your center fielder playing second base. Kobe Jones, the left fielder, will bat third. First baseman Bobby Stang will hit fourth. Stang with a massive double off the wall yesterday, just missed hitting a bomb. But speaking of bombs, batting fifth, the extra hitter, Clayton Kaiser, who hit one about 360 feet to right for a home run. Tommy Schroeder back on the make that Chanel Maldonado will bat sixth at designated hitter. Tommy Schroeder back on the field will bat seventh and play third base. Steven Scarfone, the right fielder, batting eighth. Noah Brooks, the catcher, will bat ninth. And at second, batting 10th, will be Brandon McLean Banks.
A very positive lineup tonight. I mean, it looks very, very similar to what we had yesterday with the 6-1 win over the Niagara Falls Americans. And we're having the lineups being announced by our press announcer, Jeremy Becker. So for just a second, we will take a step back. But first, support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Plyler Entry Systems, the Davis Investment Group, and Prevention Works in Casa Trinity. We'd like to thank our sponsors for helping to make this and every live stream of the 2024 season possible. We also encourage all businesses and organizations serving residents in Jamestown and Chautauqua County to consider becoming a Tarp Skunks live stream sponsor for this season or a future season by calling us at 716-705-5600, emailing us at contactus@tarpskunks.net, or using the contact form on our website, tarpskunks.com. All sponsors are recognized during each home game during our live stream broadcast, and also by our public address announcer. Thank you to our current sponsors and also to anyone else considering becoming a future sponsor of Tarp Skunks Baseball. We're going to take a step back. The home team will be announced just now, and the national anthem will soon to follow. This is Tarp Skunks Baseball on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and table. Everybody recaps as we play the national anthem.
And we are all set and ready to go for the beginning of this Tarp Skunks baseball game. Taking a look once again at the defense for the Tarp Skunks. Out in the outfield from left to right, it's Kobe Jones, Leo Doyle, and Steven Scarfone. From left to right in the infield, Tommy Schroeder, Nigel Sebastianelli, Brandon McLean-Banks, and Bobby Stang. Behind the dish, Noah Brooks. And on the mound for the Tarp Skunks tonight, number 17, Sam Huff. Taking a look at some of his stats, he is a 6'3", 195 right-pound right-handed pitcher, a senior from Bates College, an Earth and Climate Sciences major, hailing from Dobbs Ferry, New York. Some of his stats from Bates College for the 2024 season, he made 9 appearances, started 8 of them, with 42 1/3 innings of work, 56 hits, 35 runs, only 24 earned for a 5.10 ERA, and a good K to walk ratio, 13 walks to 33 strikeouts. So this team looking solid for today, and it's going to be leading off against the top of the order here in the top of the first. And Dre, I'm excited for today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I watched the game last Saturday, and Sam Huff had a remarkable outing, 4 2/3 innings, struck out 6, walked 3, just fell a third of an inning short from qualifying for the win. And big right-hander featuring a fastball, curveball, and it looks like a form of a slider. As the throw down to second base, he will be facing Mauser, Asaro, and Sill to lead off for the Doubledays. And here to tell you all about it, it's Matty G.
Thank you very much, Dre. So Cole Mauser, the center fielder for Auburn today, steps up to the plate, and we are ready to get underway.
Wind is picked up slightly, blowing from left to right field, favoring the right-handed hitters.
As the first wheel and deal of the night, on the outside corner, called strike one. And he's going to have to, Sam Huff is going to try and mirror everything that Gage Hayes did yesterday, attacking that zone, establishing yourself on the mound. Hopefully he'll be able to do that tonight against Auburn, as the next pitch fouled back to the backstop. And he's doing just that. First at bat, 0-2 already.
Yeah, very slow and deliberate with his windup, but the important thing is going right after the hitters, establishing that first pitch strike, which is something that Hayes did very effectively yesterday.
As the over-the-head 0-2 delivery. A little bit high, looking to get him to chase.
That was that was close, right at the top of the letters. Good pitch.
It was a good waste of a pitch there, trying to get him to chase, but Mauser with some discipline at the plate. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4 pitches and first out of the night for Sam Huff. And that brings up Frankie Asaro.
7th strikeout on the season for Huff now. And that's back-to-back games that the Tarp Skunks pitchers have led off with a strikeout.
And the first pitch, called strike one on the inside corner. Sam Huff definitely getting his money's worth at Bates College. I said he had 42 1/3 in this 2024 season. He had almost 100 in his career, as that pitch is inside for ball one. I mean, he made 33 appearances in 3 years so far, with 93 2/3 innings of work. So this man knows what he's doing and is able to eat up innings. As the 1-1 curveball outside, Asaro did not chase. Counts now 2-1.
That's a good pitch on a 1-1 count. Try to get him to chase. If he doesn't and it's outside, it's 2-1. Still a hitter's count, but not as bad.
So that pitch is chopped over towards short, fielded by Sebastianelli. The fire, and there are 2 away.
Sebastianelli continuing to play vacuum cleaner. I'm going to start calling him Hoover over at shortstop, sucking everything up. Nice set and throw on to first base. 2 away for James Sill.
James Sill, the designated hitter tonight for the Auburn Doubledays, as Noah Brooks gives the sign, and the pitch from Sam Huff. Curveball, near check swing by James Sill, but that pitch was a little too low for him to bite.
Yeah, Brooks tried to frame it, but the umpire wasn't biting.
The 1-0. Chop swing, foul over towards the Tarp Skunks dugout and into said dugout. Counts 1-1.
You know, the way these guys so far are fouling off some pitches and that ground ball to short was somewhat weak. It's telling me that Huff has a little bit of life on that fastball, a little late movement coming into the zone.
The 1-1 fire. Fouled out of, well, it was going to go out of play, but ended up hitting the light post. James, if you end up breaking a light, we will mail you the bill.
You break it, you buy it.
Counts 1-2 now.
Thankfully, all inanimate objects in that situation are okay.
And the 1-2. A little bit high. Again, another chase pitch. Not a bad idea.
Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Still puts the pressure on Sill. Got to protect.
Hoff finds the sign he likes. And the fire. Foul down the third base line. And we will do it again.
Took something off that one that time. Sill a little bit early getting around. And Huff's done a good job mixing speeds and locations, changing the batter's vision angle, keeping him guessing.
And the 2-2. High, trying to get him to chase again. There's that change speeds, change location. But the count's now full for James Sill. So 3-2, 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the first.
Look for a challenge fastball.
And the payoff pitch was just that. Cold strike 3. James Sill got caught window shopping, and he didn't see what he likes. And he is back to the pine. So a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Sam Huff as we go to the bottom of the first with the Tarp Skunks coming to bat.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Plyler Entry Systems in Jamestown. Plyler Entry Systems has been serving the area since 1967, and they are a proud member of the Builders Association of Northwestern Pennsylvania, the Manufacturer and Business Association, and the International Door Association. They offer a wide variety of products from a number of the major manufacturers within the industry. When it comes to doors, they are the experts. Plyler Entry Systems is the proud sponsor of Whiffy, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks official mascot. To learn more about the Plyler Entry Systems, call 716-296-0595 or visit plylerentry.com.
Taking a look again at the Doubledays defense from left to right in the outfield, Grundy, Mauser, and Hoftiger. From left to right in the infield, Ford, Piazza, Asaro, and Bale. Scully behind the dish. And then on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays is Bobby Lavely. Lavely, a 6'1", 190 southpaw, a sophomore at St. Petersburg College, hailing from St. Petersburg, Florida. So the lefty will be facing the top of the order, Sebastianelli, Doyle, and Jones, the same 3 from last game that were the 1, 2, 3 hitters. Sebastianelli did an amazing job hitting and fielding yesterday. Looking to see if he can continue that again today.
Yeah, Sebastianelli 1 for 3 on the day, did score a run.
So southpaw on southpaw action to lead off the bottom of the first, as this first pitch is grounded over towards short, fielded by Piazza. The fire in time with time to spare, and it's one pitch, one out for Bobby Lavely.
Yeah, that's, you know, again, we've talked about it. When you have a leadoff hitter, you got to take a couple pitches. You know, let the guys behind you see what you got, or see what the pitcher has. And Sebastianelli, one pitch, one away.
So Leo Doyle up now, essentially becoming the new leadoff hitter, as that pitch was taken inside for strike one on the inside corner. Doyle didn't like the call. But the 0-1, high and out, and the count's at ones apiece. That pitch called strike one was the same location that that the designated hitter for Auburn got called out on strikes on, as that pitch was away. Counts now 2-1.
Yeah, Doyle 0 for 4 yesterday, looking to get himself back on the good side of the scorebook. Went 3 for 4 against Newark.
The 2-1, swing and a miss. Curveball broke underneath his bat, and he got caught chasing, and the count's now 2s.
Got to protect, choked up on that bat a little bit.
And here's the 2-2, making the count full now.
So after the one pitch out to Sebastianelli, Lavely having to work here a little bit.
Lavely finds a pitch he likes, and the payoff. Chop swing foul in the box, and we will do it again.
Little protection swing. Doyle just able to get a piece of it. Looked like a pitch on the inside corner. And Doyle does crowd the plate a little bit, close to that line in the batter's box.
And the second payoff. Again, another check swing foul, this time going into the right field bleachers. And Hoff doing what Sebastianelli couldn't, seeing, what is it, 7, 8 pitches now?
This will be pitch number 8 right here.
Giving Kobe Jones enough time to see what he's got. And the 3-2, swing over towards third, fielded by Piazza. Long throw, not going to be in time. Knocked down by Bale. And it's going to be an infield single for Leo Doyle. And he is back on the board, as you said, on the good side of the scorebooks.
Yeah, I hit that ball right in the 5.5 hole, the Tony Gwynn spot, as Piazza's momentum taking him away from the first base bag, had to stop him. By the time he was ready to wind and throw, it was going to be too late to get Doyle at first.
And that brings up Kobe Jones with Doyle off first and one away, as the first pitch is low and away. Again, the Skunks going to be taking more conservative leads off the base paths with a southpaw pitcher. He gets checked, and the pitch on the outside corner called strike one.
Outfield playing straight away, infield at double play depth.
The right fielder shading a lot towards the line. The gap in right center and the power alley is massive, as that pitch is chop foul towards the Doubledays bullpen. And the count's now 1-2.
Yeah, the center fielder playing straight up with the bag at second. I would move him over to the right side to try to cut that off, because that is definitely triples alley in this ballpark.
Especially considering that's 414 feet to the wall over there. And the 1-2. Called strike three. He got called on the inside corner at the knees. This umpire definitely favoring that inside corner today, and it is clear to see even this early on. But that's going to bring up the power cleanup, Bobby Stang. Bobby Stang just made a transfer. He no longer goes to Georgia Southern. He now attends Dayton University, as first pitch is fouled into the road.
Bounces around the entrance to the men's room a little bit. Hope everyone's okay down there.
Yeah, Stang was in the transfer portal for the past while. Runner fakes going as that is lined into left field, but it is going to be tracked down by Grundy for the third out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. Score is still tied at goose eggs as we head to the top of the second inning.
Make your plans today to come out to the ballpark tomorrow night as the Niagara Falls Americans come back to Dietrich Field. 6:30, the first pitch, as the Americans would definitely be coming in looking for revenge. That is tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m., and then we are on the road for 2 at Elmira on Sunday, at Auburn on Tuesday, and back home against the Batavia Muck Dogs on the 12th of June. Due up for the Doubledays is going to be Bale, Grundy, and Hoftiger. And here to tell you all about it, it's Matty G.
Thank you, Dre Guinness. We are all set and good to go. Hoff is all warmed up, looking to continue his momentum from 2 strikeouts last inning, 1 looking, 1 swinging. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Zach Bale. Bale, 6'6", 225 pounds. This dude is a giant. And the first pitch from Sam Hoff is called for strike 1. With a guy that's 6'6", I don't really know how you can miss that strike zone.
Yeah, that's a strike zone you could drive a Hummer H3 through.
And the 0-1 just misses the plate. Well, color me humbled. A little curveball in the outside corner, looking to get Bale to chase. Could not do so. And the 1-1 pitch from Sam Hoff is outside again. Hear him sound a little frustrated with himself. I hear him go, come on.
Yeah, he looked like he had a little bit of a hitch in his delivery, too.
2-1 the count now. The over-the-head wind-up and the delivery. Check swing, dribbler over to short. Sebastianelli takes it, rocks and fires, and he is out yet again. Sebastianelli showing the glove off yet again, and the clean technical gameplay from Nigel. 1 away now.
Yeah, Sebastianelli might be looking to collect a bonus for every play he makes out in the field. It's either been ground ball to him or a strikeout by Huff.
And that brings up Ryan Grundy, the left fielder for the Doubledays today.
And if the pattern persists, he's due to strike out.
And swing and a miss. He had a lot of power on that swing. He was looking to take it a long ways over Scarfone's head in right.
Wind definitely blowing out to right a little bit now. Picked up to about 5 miles an hour, 5 to 10.
As that pitch is chopped over to first, fielded on his back foot by Stang, and he's going to take it himself, 3 unassisted. And there's now 2 away. I got a little worried with the way Stang fielded that ball. He fielded it on his back foot. That is prone for a mistake in past games by the Skunks, but luckily it paid off for them there. As that brings up Brandon Hoftiger.
Yeah, I think that was actually the right play because that was going to take a weird in-between hop, and by backing up, it afforded him a little extra space.
As the first pitch to Hoftiger is fouled into the Doubledays bullpen. And over into the Surfeit Club. The Surfeit Club, the tent area over on the right field line. If you're looking to have any sort of picnic pregame, you can do it at the Surfeit Club.
Bring your own barbecue.
And the 0-1. Fouled back to the backstop, and Hoftiger quickly finding himself in an 0-2 deficit.
And if you're bringing your own barbecue, bring us some, too.
Everyone loves a good barbecue. So Hoftiger comes set, and the 0-2 High and inside, giving him a little sweet chin music there. Sam Hoff will switch baseballs.
Yeah, it looked like he missed his spot a little bit, wanted to go on the inside corner, but ball either slipped or released a little bit too early and hung up and a little bit too far in.
Hoff's got the sign he likes. And the 1-2. Just a bit outside. You hear the Tarp Skunks dugout go, yes, sir, thinking that was strike 3. But good discipline from Brandon Hoftiger as the count's now 2-2.
That was almost the same pitch that rang up James Sill looking.
And the 2s. Grounded over towards first. Fielded again by Stang Fair. And Stang with 2 straight ground balls over to him for the 3rd out of the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Sam Hoff as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Still scoreless.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by the Davies Investment Group in Painted Post, New York. In a world filled with financial choices, finding the right path can be daunting, but fear not, because the Davies Investment Group of Benjamin F. Edwards is here to guide you every step of the way. With over a century of combined experience, this dedicated team is committed to helping you achieve your financial goals. They take the time to understand your unique needs and aspirations, crafting personalized strategies designed to grow and protect your wealth. But they don't stop there. They collaborate with your trusted advisors to ensure a comprehensive approach tailored specifically to you. When it comes to your financial future, trust the experts. From the Davies Investment Group of Benjamin F. Edwards, contact the Davies Investment Group today at daviesinvestmentgroup.com or visit them at 310 Town Center Road, Suite 201, Painted Post, New York, 14870. Davies Investment Group, member SIPC. As we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, it's going to be Clayton Kaiser, Chanel Maldonado, and Tommy Schroeder taking on Bobby Lavely in his 2nd inning of work. And here to tell you about it once again, it's Matty G.
Thank you very much. My last half inning before I retire for a couple of innings. But I got to point out really fast, what we like to do here at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park is we like to play games with some of the fans to try and give them a chance to earn prizes, earn Tarp Skunks apparel. And I hear the Auburn Doubledays cheering them on in between innings, so it is a friendly rivalry here tonight, and that is something that I always enjoy to see as Clayton Kaiser steps up to the plate, and his first pitch from Bobby Lavely. Swing, and there's a liner into the gap in right center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Clayton Kaiser, first pitch, base hit off of Bobby Lavely, and great piece of hitting there, attacking the pitch early. I think he saw enough in the first inning.
I think he did too. Kaiser's seeing the ball rather well right now. Yesterday, obviously, with that massive home run, did strike out and fly out or popped out to short yesterday, but he is seeing the ball, and when he does, he's making good contact.
As the first pitch to Shaniel Maldonado is on the outside corner, called strike 1.
Maldonado on the day yesterday, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, a single and a double.
As this pitch is fouled back into the netting. And Shaniel finding himself quickly at an 0-2 deficit. I see Kaiser over at first playing things a little bit dangerous against the lefty Bobby Lavely. As that pitch is ripped foul down the first base line.
He's keeping his lead honest, but he's dancing around over there.
Trying to see if he can distract Bobby Lavely a little bit, maybe make him a little bit less effective throwing pitches to the dish.
Take him out of his rhythm, very important. You know, as a pitcher, you understand once you get in a rhythm, you want to stay there. And when you have something like that, it takes you out.
As the 0-2, high and inside.
Ooh, I thought Chanel was going to head to the dugout there.
Shaniel with good discipline at the plate. by Maldonado as the count's now 1-2. Runner checked at first. And the pitch ripped down the into the gap between third base and shortstop. I don't know why I can't say that right now, but that is into left field for another base hit. 2 straight singles for the Skunks, and it is now runners on first and second. The Kaiser took off for third, and he basically stole a bag. No one.
Oh, they're going to call it a dead ball and send it back to second. That's some heads-up baseball, though, from Kaiser.
Kaiser took off for third. He didn't hear that time was called, but apparently the umpires did hear time being called. So he has to hold up. No one was covering third base, though. I like the aggressiveness by Clayton Kaiser, though.
Well, that'll wake Auburn up on defense. That's Schroeder.
As the first pitch called for strike one, the first baseman was halfway to home plate. By the time the pitch crossed the plate, they're expecting bunt here by Tommy Schroeder with runners on first and second and nobody out. As this pitch on the outside corner, just missing the black.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking Schroeder, if he could have pulled off a Butcher Boy play right there, that would have been a great approach to that at-bat.
The 1-1. Missing the outside corner again. And Schroeder now in control of the count, 2-1.
Yeah, Lavely's hitting his spots. Unfortunately, the spot's just off the black on the outside corner.
Schroeder not wanting to give chase. Kaiser off first. Maldonado off first. Kaiser off second. That pitch outside counts now 3-1.
Steve Scarfone on deck. He's got some power too. Would like to hit with the bases full.
And the 3-1. Popped up into foul territory, but it's going to hit the netting. The catcher, Scully, making a quick reaction time to try and go and get that. But it was called out of play by hitting the netting. And the count's now full.
Did everyone in the scorer's booth duck?
Not from what I could see. They get a good view of that, though, as that was right in front of them. And the payoff pitch to Tommy Schroeder. Inside, ball 4, as that pitch was just over the chalk of the batter's box, and the tarp has been pulled over the field. The corners are covered in skunks.
It is stinky on the base paths, and Steve Scarfone is the air freshener that Auburn is afraid of. Bases full of skunks and the big left-hand hitter up.
Nobody out right now, I will mention. 2 straight hits and a walk off of Bobby Lavely, and is now lefty on lefty action again. As the first pitch is blocked by Scully, the pitch was in the dirt and way outside, but a good reaction time by Scully to take that off the arm and keep it in front of him. So Kaiser off first was unable to score.
Yeah, it was a good job by Scarfone, too, recognizing it wasn't going to go far enough, putting his hand up to keep Kaiser at third.
Scarfone set, ready to go. Lavely has his pitch. And the 1-0. Outside again. And the count's now 2-0.
And now Lavely looks like he's getting himself into trouble, but trying to overthrow to overcompensate for having some control issues here. Had an effective bottom of the first inning, but now he's all over the place.
As the 2-0 check swing, he did go around, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, I think even if he didn't swing at it, it would have been called a strike. That one was right on the edge of the plate.
So Schroeder off first, Maldonado off second, Kaiser off third. The 2-1 to Scarfone gets behind the catcher, and that is going to have a run score. Kaiser across the plate, Maldonado to third, Schroeder to second, And the Skunks, once again, for the second day in a row, draw first blood.
Yeah, first blood on a wild pitch, and I was wondering when that was going to happen. And there it is, and a run scored on an unforced error wild pitch. And if I'm the pitching coach for Auburn, I'm coming out to talk to him after this at bat, calm him down a little bit.
So 3-1 the count, runners on second and third, and the delivery. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. That outside corner is Scarfone's weakness. He has been called out on strikes a couple times this season on that outside corner. But the count is full. And the payoff. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove of Scully, and Scarfone is down on strikes. But no harm, no foul at this point, as there's still only one away as Noah Brooks steps up to the plate. This is almost a gem situation with that wild pitch, as that removes the infield fly scenario.
Also takes away the double play.
As the first pitch to Brooks, swung on, hit over towards short. A run will score as the throw is picked by Bale over at first, and an RBI ground out for Noah Brooks makes the score 2-0 Skunks.
That was a productive out, grounding to the shortstop, and by the time that it was fielded, the shortstop Piazza was too deep to try to cut the runner down at home, only play to first base, and that gives the Skunks 2-0 lead.
So Brandon McLean Banks up to the plate now. His first pitch called for strike 1 on the outside corner. Trying to see if he can push Schroeder across, who's over at third base, keep this inning alive. As the 0-1 in the dirt. Good stop there by the catcher, Scully, as the count's at 1s apiece.
Brooks would like to just put something in play, hopefully past the infield, try to get themselves, or make that McLean Banks, try to get an RBI.
As that pitch is fouled behind him, and the count's 1-2.
Lavely has had to work this inning, facing his 6th hitter of the frame. Already 2 across.
So 1-2, 2 out. Schroeder off third. As the pitch to McLean Banks. Chop swing over towards short. Fielded, bobbled by Piazza over at short. It hit the lip of the grass going into the dirt, and Piazza couldn't field it cleanly. And just like that, it is going to be a fielding error and an RBI for McLean Banks, as the score is now 3-0. One thing that I have seen by these Skunks this season so far is that whenever they're going to put up runs, it's going to be a crooked number. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 times that a run has scored, and it is only 1 across in the inning.
Yeah, these guys know how to set the table and keep the line moving.
As Nigel Sebastianelli has his first pitch lined over to second, a diving stop by second base, but the ball is thrown wild. And McLean Banks will hold up at third. It was a hard liner over to second base. Asaro made a great diving stop, but when he hopped up to make the throw was wild. Bale couldn't grab it on the scoop. And Sebastianelli gets on to second now on the throwing error by Asaro at second. And that's going to bring up Leo Doyle with the Skunks threatening yet again. Runners on second and third and 2 out. As the first pitch to Leo Doyle, called strike 1 on the inside corner. That was how his at-bat started a couple innings ago. Or last inning, I should say. We're still in the second.
Yeah, the official score giving Sebastianelli a base hit on that. I don't think they're going to give him the error just because.
As that is hit over to third base, fielded by Ford, and is going to be in time for the third out of the inning. But not before the damage was done. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 runners left on base. As we're going to head to the top of the third, the score now 3-0 Tarp Skunks. When we get back, my partner Dre Guinness will be taking over. So 3 runs and 3 hits for the Skunks in the bottom of the second. And now Huff sitting in firm control as he's going to be facing 7, 8, 9, Scully, Piazza, and Ford for the Auburn Doubledays. Here to tell you all about it, my man with the pint of Guinness, Dre Guinness.
All right, thank you, Matty G. As stepping up to the plate is going to be the catcher, Logan Scully, 6'1", 195-pound sophomore out of Ithaca College. As Sam Huff, set for his 3rd inning of work here, has been cruising so far in the first pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Huff with 2 strikeouts back in the first inning. And then as the next pitch comes in, fouled back. Last inning, had 2 consecutive ground outs, 3 unassisted. If you told me when I woke up this morning that would have happened, I would have definitely not had that on my bingo card. As the 1-1 pitch on the way, just misses outside for a ball, 2-1. Huff has been economical, hasn't had to throw that many pitches so far. As he comes set for the 2-1. Fouled back again. Scully's got the timing down. 2 fouls back to the screen.
He's just a little underneath it.
2-2. Huff gets the sign he likes. That long, deliberate delivery and the pitch. Swung on. There's a ground ball to third. Schroeder has it. And throw on to first. 1 away. Routine play at third for Schroeder. 1 away. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Anthony Piazza. Piazza out of Linwood, New York. 5'8", 185 junior out of Western Connecticut State. As Huff is going to request a new baseball.
Just a little personal preference, looking for that fresh pearl.
Yep.
For those who don't know, fresh pearl is the baseball lingo for a new baseball.
First pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1 by Piazza.
Because a new baseball is plain white and shiny like a pearl.
Easier for the umpire to see when it hits the corner, and the pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. Huff well ahead. And I think it also has to do with the feel of the baseball, too. The pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Piazza goes down on 3 straight strikes. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Aiden Ford.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Anthony Piazza.
As Aiden Ford steps in out of Massapequa Park, New York, sophomore out of the University of West New Haven. As Huff comes set. Swung on. There's a pop-up to left field. Easy play for Jones. Camps underneath it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Sam Huff as we go to the bottom of the third inning. It's still Jamestown 3 and Auburn nothing.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Prevention Works and Casa Trinity. Prevention Works in Jamestown, New York provides substance use prevention and social, emotional, learning, and intervention services since 1974. Casa Trinity is dedicated to empowering those on their path to recovery. Hope begins here, and recovery is possible. Both Prevention Works and Casa Trinity are pairing up to educate communities on the dangers of fentanyl that's getting too close to home. One pill is enough to kill, especially if it contains fentanyl. It only takes 2 milligrams to take a life, which equates to the tip of a pencil. Be proactive and protect your loved ones by learning more. Visit dea.gov/onepill if you think someone you know is at risk, or call 716-664-3608. So the Tarp Skunks looking to continue this momentum going into the bottom of the third. It's going to be Kobe Jones, Bobby Stang, and Clayton Kaiser in that order. And to tell you all about the momentum that the Tarp Skunks have, it's Dre Guinness.
All right, thank you very much, Matty G. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, Jones, Stang, and Kaiser, the 3-4-5 hitters for the Tarp Skunks, set to face Bobby Lavely, who's in his third inning of work. Kobe Jones, the left fielder, struck out back in the first inning. But as baseball dictates, when you make a play, you're going to be the first up, as that one way outside in the dirt for a ball gets behind the catcher, Scully. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Skunks, nothing doing for the Doubledays, 2 errors. And the pitch. Another pitch in the dirt. Scully can't find it, and it's about 10 feet out in front of the plate. 2-0.
That's the second straight pitch that Bobby Lavely has thrown that has gone into the right-handed batter's box. And there is action out in the Doubledays bullpen.
As that one is fouled off, 2-1.
Warming up in the bullpen right now with a sense of urgency is Andrew Rucci. So he is the man on deck.
So we'll see how long of a leash that Lavely has here in the third inning, as the 2-1 pitch is grounded towards second. Asaro has it, picks it up, throws on to first, 1 away. 4-3 on the putout for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Bobby Stang. Stang with his second at-bat of the day, flied out to left in his first at-bat. Looking to put a charge into one here as the first pitch swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play. Everyone survived down in the concourse. That's always a good sign.
Couple of kids playing catch out there, narrowly missing one by about 10 feet.
And the 0-1. There's another foul back to the right side out of play. 0-2 the count.
And yet another souvenir.
Those are the souvenir seats down the first base line.
More commonly, you'll see a right-handed batter than a left one. So down the right field line is normally the best place to go if you are looking for said souvenir, despite the fact that those are the visitor bleachers.
They're the home bleachers. They're just where the visitors have to sit. As the pitch, low in the dirt for a ball, 1-2. I think our obligations to our visiting team extends to the dugout, and that's about it.
Touche, I give you that.
I'm really not that mean. as the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Asaro has it. Backhand, throw to first, 2 away. 2 consecutive ground outs, and Lavely has settled down a little bit here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and that'll bring up the left-hander, Clayton Kaiser.
Left-hander, get your glove ready, Dre. Any foul balls will be coming this direction.
I'm on it. I've got my old man instincts and reflexes going.
What, to curl up in the fetal position?
Exactly. Kaiser sets in. Singleton scored back in the 2nd inning. Takes the first pitch way low for a ball. Nice try by Scully to frame it up, but it was just way under the knees. Maldonado on deck. Would hit next. And the 1-0. Foul tipped. In and out of the glove of Scully, and that's going to be 1-1. There's a little conversation between Scully, Lavely, and the home plate umpire there.
Maybe asking if that would have been a strike if Kaiser didn't swing.
The 1-1. High and inside for a ball, 2-1 the count. Kaiser seems to be settling in nicely in that 5th spot in the lineup. As the pitch. In the dirt, 3-1. Looking to get on base for the 2nd time today. 2 away, bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 Skunks. And the 3-1 pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. Kaiser draws the walk. On base for the 2nd time today, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Shaniel Maldonado. Shaniel Maldonado, 1 for 1 on the day. Single back in the 2nd, scored on a wild pitch. Stands in with Kaiser at first. The first pitch swung on and missed, strike 1, and he took a rip at that one. Came up empty. Kaiser again, playing the distraction game at first base as the pitch popped up into right field. Hoffinger underneath it and makes the catch. And that is the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, a runner left on base. We head to the top of the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Skunks.
So it is going to be 10 and then top as we head to the top of the 4th for the Auburn Doubledays. Perez, Malser, and Asaro in that order as Sam Hoff enters his 4th inning of work. And I got to say, the chat's going crazy right now. A lot of let's go Jamestown, go Skunks. You know, it's what I love to see. The Jamestown community coming together to cheer on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. And here to tell you about the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, it's Dre Guinness.
All right, thank you very much, Matty G. Is 10-1-2 due up for the Doubledays. Sam Hoff starting his 4th inning of work, and he has been cruising here so far. First pitch, right down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. Nine up, 9 down. for Huff so far in this one. As the next pitch, check swing, does he go? Umpire at first base says absolutely does. And quickly, Perez finds himself behind 0-2.
Perez with an almost McCutcheon-like stance with the bat barely on the shoulders.
The 0-2 pitch just outside for a ball, 1-2.
In my opinion and my umpiring days that I have had, I would have called that strike 3 7 ways from Sunday. Oh.
Definitely close. Huff did not get the benefit of the doubt as the 1-2 pitch fouled off, chopped at the plate. And we'll do it again. You know, one thing that I've noticed about Huff, though, that if he gets a pitch that doesn't go his way, he doesn't let it bother him. He just goes right to the next one.
And that's what you need to have is a short memory, pitch by pitch.
As the 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3. Perez caught looking. And that is going to be the first out of the inning, 4th strikeout of the game for Sam Huff. We go to the top of the order for Cole Mauser, the center fielder, left-hander.
Perez was hitting home goods, but didn't realize that Sam Huff was hitting his target.
As the first pitch to Mauser hit into left center field, making his way over is Doyle, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 away. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Frankie Asaro, 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. And I said the word quickly. We're already almost through the middle of the 4th inning. This game's only been going on for about 45 minutes.
Hey, I mean, quick pitching, effective pitching, that'll do that. And the next thing you know, the game's done.
As the first pitch, swinging a foul. Back and out of play, 0-1.
But also time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. As does that baseball out of the stadium. Huff doesn't like that one, wants a new one. Wind's picking up here a little bit left to right. Clouds taking over the sky here as the lights are taking effect. And the pitch. Taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2 the count. And Huff continues to roll. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Got caught window shopping, didn't like it. And that is the side retired. No runs, no hits, 2 strikeouts, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Skunks.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Plyler Entry Systems in Jamestown. Plyler Entry Systems has been serving the area since 1967. They are a proud member of the Builders Association of Northwestern Pennsylvania, the Manufacturer and Business Association, and the International Door Association. They offer a wide variety of products from a number of major manufacturers within the industry. When it comes to doors, they're the experts. Plyler Entry Systems is the proud sponsor of Whiffy, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks official mascot. To learn more about Plyler Entry Systems, call 716-296-0595 or visit plylerentry.com. New pitcher on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays. It is Andrew Rucci. Andrew Rucci, 6'3", 247, hailing from Staten Island, New York, another lefty pitcher, a sophomore at Wagner College. So he could be facing a couple of his teammates within the next couple of innings, as I know that there are some Wagner College natives on the Tarp Skunks as well. But it is going to be Schroeder. It's going to be Schroeder, Scarfone, Brooks in the order for the Skunks this half inning, as we are all set and good to go. And I think Dre's good to go. Dre, take it away.
Yeah, we closed the book on Lavely. 3 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. not the performance that Auburn wanted coming in. 3-1 Auburn is coming into this game. Jamestown looking to gain some ground, only a half a game behind Auburn in the standings. As Tommy Schroeder steps in, the first pitch. Taken at the knees for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Schroeder drew a walk back in the second and scored. And Rucci's pitch in the dirt low, 1-1. On deck is Steve Scarfone and Noah Brooks, the third batter of the inning. The 1-1 pitch. Taken at the knees again for a called strike, 1-2, and Schroeder not too pleased at that one.
At least this umpire is consistent, calling that inside corner for both teams. The last thing he wants to do is make either team unhappy.
Line drive base hit into center field for Schroeder. Leadoff hitter aboard, and that will bring up the right fielder, Steve Scarfone.
That pitch was put perfectly into no man's land, right over the head of Rucci, and no one's able to come up with it. It's a single, seeing eye single for Tommy Schroeder, and that's exactly what you want to see. Is the leadoff hitter aboard.
Steven Scarfone, the batter, squares the bunt. That one high and tight. Just miss hitting him. Taken for a ball. Schroeder way off the bag at first on his lead. He is back foot on the cutout. And we're having a discussion.
The umpires are currently checking to see if Scarfone pulled the bat back in time. I'm pretty sure what happened is the umpire at home ducked out of the way of the pitch. It was primed right at his head, so he wasn't able to see clearly if Scarfone pulled the bat back in time, but luckily he did, and the count's 1-0.
Big lead for Schrader at first as the 1-0 pitch taken for a called strike, 1-1. Yeah, you know, I like that. When an umpire will actually go and ask for help instead of, you know, dying on his call, and that's what it is. You know, he's not going to check for help. Like that, respect. As a check over to first, Schroeder back.
An umpire able to admit fault will gain respect from both coaches on both teams.
Oh, absolutely. As Rucci checks the runner, the pitch. Looks like a changeup on the outside for a ball, 2-1. Definitely off speed. Scarfone, who struck out on a 3-2 count back in the second, looking to put the ball in play here. As that one way outside for a ball, 3-1. Scully popped up like he wanted to throw to first, and he might have had a play on Schroeder.
Scarfone kind of in the way, though, in the batter's box. Unable to get a good angle on it.
As the 3-1 swung on and fouled off to the left. And that he fools up the count, 3-2.
Distance on that scare you a little bit?
Nah, not too much. Definitely made me jump a little, though. We'll admit that. As we're going to do the 3-2 pitch again. Runner goes, swung on, flied into left field, foul, heading over to make the play as Ford in foul territory.
Scarfone not happy with himself on that. That pop-up, he knew the moment he hit it that he was in trouble. They had like a hit and run in effect there because Schroeder took off for second, and he had a great jump on it. He ran on first movement, but unfortunately there's one away now for Noah Brooks.
Brooks reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, swing and a miss. Or swinging a foul back, sorry. Jumped the gun a little bit. As Rucci getting the sign, checking Schroeder at first. Long look and the pitch. Another foul back. Brooks has him timed. Just a little bit underneath. If you can make that adjustment, you might be able to make good contact here.
At the same time, Schroeder playing mind games over at first. Lefty pitchers have the ability to just turn their head and look straight at him saying, go ahead, do something.
And the pitch. Swung on. There's a ground ball towards short. Could be 2 to second for 1 to throw on to first. 2. A double play. And that is going to end the inning. No runs, a hit. 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Still 3-0 Skunks. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, it's going to be Sill, Bale, and Grundy. Huff coming out for his 5th inning of work, and here to tell you all about it, it's Matty G.
Thank you very much. Sam Huff been on an absolute tear this game through 4 innings scoreless, and hopefully he'll be able to continue that against the heart of the Doubledays order, Sill, Bale, Grundy, and Hoftiger, should someone get on base. But we are all set and good to go. As Sill steps up to the plate. Sill struck out looking his first time up.
It was a good quick inning for Auburn back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Exactly what they needed to get back on the field.
As the first pitch from Hoff. In a little inside. As Hoff's next delivery. Ripped single into left field through the gap, and that is going to be the first hit of the day for the Auburn Doubledays. Hoff with a no-hitter through 4 innings, with the first batter in the 5th getting on base with a hit. It was actually the first batter, or the first person to get on base in general. So he was perfect through 4 innings up until Sill breaks that up. As the first pitch to Bale called for strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, a run of 12 consecutive set down.
I dared not say anything.
Me either.
That's why I didn't bring it up, but now we can bring it up because it has been broken up. This is the 0-1. Called on the inside corner again, strike 2. Bale not happy with that call. But again, this umpire remaining consistent, calling that inside corner as the count's now 0-2. Sill off first. As the pitch from Hoff fouled back, and we will do 0-2 all over again.
I was looking at the scorebook. Huff has not gone 3 balls to any batter against Auburn today.
Just a game of efficiency for Sam Hoff. I mean, he knows how to eat innings from what we've seen in his stats at Bates College. As the 0-2 ripped up to second, could be 2 to Sebastianelli for 1, and in time for 2. A double play ball picked by Stang at first, and it is a 4-6-3 double play, almost nullifying that hit by Sill, but unfortunately, the perfecto still broken up. Again, still showing the leather is the Tarp Skunks defense, as that brings up Ryan Grundy, the left fielder.
McLean Banks putting a big smile on my heart as a former second baseman, the way he fielded and made that turn.
As the first pitch called strike one, Grundy not happy with the call. He shook his head and went, no, that was low. As the 0-1 just misses the plate. Looked like it was nearly the exact same spot. Brooks tried to frame it, but the count's even at ones. And the 1-1. Low and in. And the count's now 2-1. You're in danger of threatening something, Dre. He said he hasn't seen a 3-ball batter yet. He's in danger now as the 2-1 pitch from Hoff is just that. How do you feel now, Dre?
I mean, you're the one that mentioned it. How do you feel? You jinxed it. I
didn't
left it
jinx
alone.
You were the one that said he has not had 3 balls on a batter yet this game.
I was being a professional color commentator and just relaying the facts.
The 3-1 from Hoff fouled back to the Doubledays bull dugout, and the count's full.
You know, I mean, just to even get to this point in the ball game, and it's the first, it's 4 2/3 inning, and you're just now getting to your first 3-ball count of the game. It just is a statement in itself.
And the 3-2 ripped over to first, and it is going to be a fair ball. That hit the line. It is a fair ball, and he is going to be around first, and Grundy is going to trot into second with a standing double down the right field line.
I take no responsibility for that.
Well, the perfecto's broken up. We don't have responsibility anymore. But Grundy into second with a standing double. And that is going to bring up Brandon Hoftiger.
Hoftiger grounded out to first base. Back in the second inning, this is his first opportunity with a runner in scoring position.
His first opportunity for any Doubleday with the runner in scoring position. As Hoff comes set, checks Grundy at second, and the pitch, check swing foul. And Hoftiger not happy with himself at that. Check swing foul is never something that you want to see.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's best friend right there.
Still no action in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. They're going to ride on Hoff for a while. As the 0-1 fouled back and into the road. And it is an 0-2 two-out scenario.
Hoff looking to get out of the inning without giving up a run here. Maintain the shutout.
Hoff's got his sign. Checks Grundy at second. And the 0-2 pitch. Foul back again. So 3 straight foul balls for Brandon Hoftiger. And the count remains 0-2.
And that's just Hoff with that late movement on the fastball being in the zone. Moving it around, making Hoftiger guess a little bit.
And the 0-2 again popped up into the Doubledays bullpen and the Surfeit Club. And that's 4 straight foul balls.
Good at bat by Hoftiger. 0-2, but he's making Huff work here. Is that 4 or 5 consecutive foul balls?
I believe that was 4 in a row. But the 0-2 again. Outside, and the count is now 1-2. First time this at-bat that Hoftiger has not swung.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Good idea, too. Try to go to the outside corner because he's been swinging at everything. Try to get him to chase for that strike 3.
So 1-2, 2 out. And Sam Hoff's delivery is swung on and hit high into the right center field gap. Tracking underneath it is Doyle, and he will make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. So No runs, 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. As we head now to the bottom of the 5th, the score still 3-0 Skunks.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by the Davies Investment Group in Painted Post, New York. In a world filled with financial choices, finding the right path can be daunting, but fear not, because the Davies Investment Group of Benjamin F. Edwards is here to guide you every step of the way. With over a century of combined experience, this dedicated team is committed to helping you achieve your financial goals. They take the time to understand your unique needs and aspirations, crafting personalized strategies designed to grow and protect your wealth. But they don't stop there. They can collaborate with your trusted advisors to ensure a comprehensive approach tailored specifically to you. When it comes to your financial future, trust the experts from the Davies Investment Group of Benjamin F. Edwards. Contact Davies Investment Group today at daviesinvestmentgroup.com or visit them at 310 Town Center Road, Suite 201, Painted Post, New York, 14870. Davies Investment Group, member SIPC. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, McLean Banks, Sebastianelli, and Doyle, the 10-1-2 hitters, and here to face Rucci is McLean Banks, and here to tell you about it, it's Matty G.
Thank you very much, Dre. You almost said I was about to face Rucci, didn't you?
No. I was trying to give you a big build-up, and I just messed up.
And the first pitch fouled back to the backstop. McLean Banks attacking Rucci early.
McLean Banks, who reached back in the 2nd inning on a error by the shortstop, Piazza.
The 0-1 from Rucci in the dirt in front of the plate. And the count's at 1s apiece. A little bit of ball fumbling by the umpire there. Needs to wipe off the butter off his fingers that he got from the concession stand.
Should never eat popcorn in the top of the 5th inning. Never.
As the 1-1 also in the dirt.
Rucci might have been indulging in the dugout there a little bit too. He's been a little wild in this first at bat here.
So 2-1 the count. And the pitch to McLean Banks. Foul back over the press box. And the count's even at 2s.
Winds calmed down here at the ballpark, but the sky is starting to pretty much be overtaken with clouds here.
As this pitch is fouled off again, and we will redo this over. McLean Banks, 5'8", 170. He's a sophomore at Youngstown State University, a business administration's major, hailing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Twirling his bat around like it's a baton. And the 2-2. Hit high into left field, tracking it down is Grundy, and he will make the grab for the first out of the inning. But that brings back the top of the order, and Nigel Sebastianelli.
A nice solid contact by McLean Banks, just put it right where Grundy was able to track it down. But that's a good sign for the Skunks, is that everything that they have hit has been hard contact.
Yeah, nothing has really been weak dribblers like the Doubledays have had in the first few innings against Sam Hoff. As Sebastianelli's first pitch swung on and fouled into the bleacher area on the third base side.
Sebastianelli 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to short in the first, and a base hit in the second.
And the 1-0 from Anthony Rucci swung on and fouled over our heads. And that ended up hitting the rooftops.
That didn't freak me out at all.
I might have a souvenir out here now.
You know, we need a baseball in the booth. I was just thinking about that earlier.
I'm tempted to run out there and grab it, but I'm connected to a wire with my mic. And the 1-1. Outside counts 2-1.
I'm almost tempted to go, but, you know.
We have a job to do.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things.
Priorities.
Yes.
And the 2-1 just misses the plate. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know where that missed. Maybe a little low. But whatever the case, the count's 3-1. Sebastianelli in control here as his 3-1 delivery called strike 3. I'm going to be honest. The scoreboard had me fooled. The scoreboard said 3-1. I'm going to guess that it was probably 2-2. So Sebastianelli goes down on strikes looking. Apologies for the confusion. But the second out of the inning, that brings up Leo Doyle as his first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1.
We can only present the information as it is presented to us.
Agreed. And the 1-0 swung on and missed. Doyle out on his front foot there, chased the off-speed low and away. As the Wagner teammates facing off. As this pitch is hit high into shallow left field. Piazza is underneath it. And he will make the grab for the third out of the inning. So, and Rucci and Doyle, teammates at Wagner College, exchanging words after the end of the inning. A bit of friendly rivalry there. But a 1-2-3 inning for Anthony Rucci as we're going to go to the top of the 6th. Score remains the same, 3-0.
As we head to the top of the 6th inning, the story here today has been the man on the mound, Sam Huff, has already gone 5 complete, only given up 2 hits, no runs. And he has been in a zone and will start his 6th inning of work against the 7, 8, 9 hitters. It'll be Scully, Piazza, and Ford coming up for the Doubledays. We'd like to remind you again that the Tarp Skunks will be in action tomorrow night, 6:30 against the Niagara Falls Americans. I'd like to invite you out to Dietrich Park to enjoy the ball game, but if you can't, we will bring it to you right here on YouTube. Here to call the top of the 6th inning is Matty G. Matty.
Hey, thank you, Dre. I went out to try and find the ball. It wasn't on the roof. I think it bounced over the fence. So, unfortunately, we have to wait a little bit for our souvenir here in the press box.
You know, at this point, I'll take it the hard way.
Don't be careful what you wish for. So it's going to be Scully, Piazza, and Ford for the Doubledays as the first pitch from Hoff. Called on the outside corner, strike 1. Little off speed, a little change up on the outside corner.
For Logan Scully, 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third.
The 0-1 high, way over the head of Scully.
I've got to say it's refreshing to, be in the 6th inning and still getting people up for their second at bat.
As this pitch is hit high into right center field, tracking it down is Doyle, and he will make the grab. And high-fiving his teammate Scarfone out in right, and there's one away.
Continuing to cruise, now 5 1/3 in the books.
This is the longest outing we have seen from a Tarp Skunks pitcher here at Dietrich Park. Still no action in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. They're going to ride with him longer as the first pitch to Piazza swung on and missed.
What do you think the possibility of perhaps a complete game shutout?
Well, now you just jinxed it, so I'm going to say slim to nil. The 0-1 called strike 2 on the outside corner. It's one of those superstitions, you know, you don't announce it, you don't say it, because then it's going to happen.
I break the trends.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. He got him. Strike 3. And Piazza is back to the dugout. Quick 2 away. That is the 6th strikeout on the night for Sam Huff. And that is going to bring up Aiden Ford, the third baseman for the Doubledays. Ford flew out to left his first time up. As that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1, Hoff a little angry at himself, smacking the glove as the ball was coming back to him, saying, you know you missed that pitch. Do better. So the 1-0. Ripped line single into right field. Scarfone will field it. And it is a 2-out single for Aiden Ford.
Nice piece of hitting by Aiden Ford on that one. Kept his hands back on an inside fastball, took it to the opposite field for the third hit of the evening.
But then again, 3 hits scattered through 5 2/3. That is never anything to sneeze at, as it is now Juan Perez up to the plate. As his first pitch, called strike 1 on the inside corner.
There is not a team in the majors or the minors that would say no to this kind of performance tonight. It's exactly what every scout is looking for.
And the 0-1 outside, counts even at 1s.
He's already matched his season high in strikeouts for a game with 6.
Hoff comes set, checks the runner.
Not a big lead.
And the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. And Juan Perez is down 1-2. 1-2, 2 out. Aiden Ford off first. Hoff still cruising. Checks the runner. Comes set, got the sign he likes. And the leg kick and fire. And that one hits him.
And an unfortunate
Hold
blip
up.
on the radar. Huh?
Hold up a second. The umpires are going to be checking with each other. The Tarp Skunks are going to be arguing, did Perez lean into the pitch? If he leaned into the pitch, then the HBP is not going to count. They're going to call a hit by pitch.
Yeah, I just saw the replay on the feed, and he turned to make a swing, but it definitely wasn't leaning in. It was in the act of a swing. So momentary blip, and that will bring up Cole Mauseri.
Mauseri 0 for 2 on the day, struck out swinging in the first and flew out to Doyle in center in the fourth. Runners on first and second as the first pitch is on the outside corner, called strike 1.
And I like it in Huff's delivery. There's no panic. Just continuing to execute his pitches.
The calm pitcher is the best pitcher, as they're able to remain inside themselves. As a little dance by Grundy, as that one goes literally underneath us.
Yeah, that one got my attention.
That one probably missed. I see the dent in the netting. That was underneath us by about 10 feet.
All right, I'm ready.
So the count's 0-2 now. There's a little dance off of second there by Grundy, catching Hoff's attention really quick. And that foul back scaring both of us. And the 0-2, rip foul out of play and into the Tarp Skunks bullpen. And we will do 0-2 over again.
This is the most trouble Huff's been in the entire ball game so far, but he's in control here, 0-2.
Sari ready to go. Hoff comes set. And the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He got him. Malsari down on strikes, the 7th strikeout of the night for Sam Hoff, as he is now through 6 innings of work. We go to the bottom of that same inning. Score still 3-0 Skunks.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Prevention Works in Casa Trinity. Prevention Works in Jamestown, New York provides substance abuse prevention and social, emotional, and learning intervention services since 1974. Casa Trinity is dedicated to empowering those on their path to recovery. Hope begins here, and recovery is possible. Both Prevention Works and Casa Trinity are pairing up to educate communities on the dangers of fentanyl that is getting too close to home. One pill is enough to kill, especially if it contains fentanyl. It only takes 2 milligrams to take a life, which equates to the tip of a pencil. Be proactive and protect your loved ones by learning more. Visit DEA.gov/onepill if you think someone you know is at risk, or call 716-664-3608. Here's Matty G with the call.
Thank you very much, Dre. First pitch to Kobe Jones, foul back to the backstop. It'll be Kobe Jones, Bobby Stang, and Clayton Kaiser to lead off here in the bottom of the 6th. With the Tarp Skunks still on top, 3-0. The 3 runs in the second, the only runs that have scored so far this game, as this pitch is hit high into foul territory over the Tarp Skunks dugout and just misses some of the interns and Christian Dolch.
Dive for that, Christian.
Christian talking with some of the players, and I think they were telling him to do the same thing as he had his hands out saying, I could have, but I can't.
The general manager has to set the example.
The 0-2 ripped into right field, but coming in hard was Hoftiger. I thought that was right at him with the way that it was traveling, but he had to come in at full speed, and it is a good catch there at the shoelaces for Hoftiger to put Kobe Jones away.
Yeah, Jones put a ton of backspin on that ball. It hung up for a second. It looked like it was going to carry out to Hoftiger out in right field, but it started to die. Luckily for the Doubledays, he was right there to track it in.
And Bobby Stang up now with 1 away. Rucci's first pitch to him in the dirt. 1-0. There is some action over in the Doubledays bullpen, and there is a man stretching out in the Tarp Skunks bullpen, but nothing doing there so far. As this pitch to Bobby Stang hit high into foul territory, but is going to hit the wall. Scully can't come up with it, and the count's at 1 apiece.
Snake eyes on the scoreboard for Bobby Stang, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to left in the first inning, grounded out to second, back in the third.
Rucci comes set. And the southpaw's 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Stang chasing the off speed on the inside corner. And the count is now 1-2.
Stang still looking for something to drive, not choking up here.
As the 1-2 pitch fouled into foul territory. Bale making a good attempt at that one, but colliding with the fence, stubbed himself up against it. I don't know if it was his hand or maybe his foot that he injured, but he's unable to come up with that there. He is okay. And we will do 1-2 over again. The delivery. Swing and a miss. Stang down on strikes. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. And that will bring up Clayton Kaiser. Clayton Kaiser, one of the men of the hour last game yesterday with the home run into the right field trees over the Jamestown Mattress sign, which is why he moves up the lineup to the 5-hole as his first pitch. Backdoor curveball caught him sitting there. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Rucci's been on a roll since he came in the 4th inning. That is, Stang is the 8th consecutive batter set down by Rucci.
The 0-1, out, low and out. Another curveball trying to get Kaiser to chase. Good idea.
Too much plate discipline.
Yeah, Kaiser didn't bite, and the count's 1-1. Rucci ready to go. As that pitch nearly hits him, he was able to get out of the way in time. And the count's 2-1.
That fastball had a little extra on it.
One thing I've noticed by the difference between Rucci and Hoff is Rucci works a lot quicker than Hoff does as the 2-1 is dribbled down the third base line foul. Yeah, Rucci with a much quicker pace of play than Sam Hoff. Sam Hoff always taking his time, being more deliberate, but Rucci always like, give me the ball, let's throw the next pitch, let's get him ready to go. Make sure that Kaiser in the plate can't get ready as much as I'm ready. As a 2-2 low and the count's now full. But that sort of pace of play could also be his detriment.
Well, I can see both sides of the argument. On one side, it keeps Kaiser from getting comfortable in the box.
As that pitch called, strike 3, another backdoor curveball sends Kaiser down on strikes looking, caught window shopping. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Anthony Rucci. As we go to the top of the 7th, score still 3-0 Skunks. When we get back, it will be Dre Guinness taking over again. So Sam Hoff will remain in the game for his 7th inning of work tonight. He will be facing the 3rd time through the lineup. We'll see how effective he's able to remain, as each player has now seen him at least twice. It's going to be Asaro, Sill, and Bale, the heart of the order, 2, 3, 4, for Hoff to take this top of the 7th. But to tell you all about it, I'm going to step back. It's Dre Guinness to take over.
All right, thank you very much, Matty G, as Sam Hoff does start his 7th inning of work. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. Has been cruising here as he faces the second baseman, Frankie Asaro. And the first pitch, fouled back, 0-1 the count. Asaro on the day, 0 for 2, has grounded out to short and a strikeout victim back in the 4th inning. Huff comes set, and the pitch. High on the curveball for a ball, 1-1. James Sill on deck. Only 3 hits given up by the Tarp Skunks right-hander. And I think that shows a lot of faith in Ben Julian, giving him the 7th inning. This is definitely the longest outing for any Tarp Skunks pitcher this season.
With that being said, though, there is action picking up in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. This might be his last inning of work.
As the 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. Following the Major League format of pitcher goes 7, then bring in your setup guy and your closer. And the 3-1. Taken for a called strike, 3-2 the count.
There was a check swing there. I'm not 100% certain if that was on the swing or on the pitch.
Well, usually if it's on the swing, the umpire will point to the plate. But you're right, could have been either. As the next pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3, strikeout number 8 on the day for Huff, and that will bring up the designated hitter, James Sill.
Hoff showing a ton of confidence on the mound right now. After he finished that strikeout, he looked over to McLean Banks at second and did a little shoulder shimmy and a little slap of the glove saying, "Let's go, I'm still here and I'm still cruising."
As the first pitch to Sill is taken for a ball, 1-0. Sill on the day struck out and singled back in the 5th. Broke up the no-hit attempt. As the pitch on the inside corner, curveball had his knees buckled for a called strike, 1-1.
A lot of people don't give that backdoor curveball enough credit. You started at the player's numbers, and it lets you just drop right into the strike zone. Works almost every time.
Next pitch swung on and missed, strike 2, 1-2 now.
That was the exact same pitch, but he just put it a little bit more over the plate, let it drop off the plate, gets him to chase. In my opinion, if you are Sam Hoff, you are putting a fastball right above the numbers.
The pitch popped up down the right field line, hooking and out of play.
And that was exactly what happened. I called the pitch sequence like it was nothing.
And I think Sill might have been looking for that curveball again because he was late on that fastball.
That's exactly the way it works. You back him off the plate, get him on the front foot, on the front foot, on the front foot with off speed, off speed, off speed, and then try and blow a fastball right by him.
1-2 the count to Sill. Hoff with that deliberate delivery as the pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 3. 2 up, 2 down. 9th strikeout of the ball game for Huff, and that will bring up the first baseman, Zach Bale. Bale not having a great day at the plate, grounded out to short and grounded into a double play back into the 5th, 0 for 2 on the day, as Huff continues to deliver a strike on the outside corner for 0-1 the count.
That one kind of a gimme pitch there by the home plate umpire. Brooks tried to frame that but couldn't hold on to it, put the cart before the horse, but a grace call by the home plate umpire there.
The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 the count to Bale.
Hoff on the verge of a double-digit strikeout night on his own, which would be an amazing feat and an outstanding piece of work here by the Tarp Skunks starting pitcher. There's a reason why he had so much work at Bates College.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, not just to Bale, but Asaro, Sill, Bale, all strikeout victims. 10th strikeout of the ball game for Huff. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still 3-0 Skunks.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that even after tonight is over, there is another game tomorrow night at 6:30. The Niagara Falls Americans returning after short notice. We played them yesterday and beat them 6-1. They'll be here looking for revenge tomorrow. First pitch at 6:30. If you're looking to come out to the ballpark for a great Tarp Skunks game, that will be a great day to do it as they go on the road on the 9th and the 11th. To Elmira and Auburn before we come back home on the 12th for Batavia and the rematch there. But don't forget, I would recommend coming out to the field on the 14th. as we will be facing the Geneva Red Wings on buyout night. Wegmans community buyout game. As that game, if I believe the way buyout works, those tickets are free. So make sure you come out to the ballpark for a great day of Tarp Skunks baseball. It is going to be Shanielle Maldonado, Tommy Schroeder, and Steven Scarfone for the bottom of the 7th. Here to tell you all about it, it's Dre Guinness.
All right, thank you very much. As Andrew Rucci starting his 4th inning of work, the first pitch to Maldonado was swung on and missed for a strike, 0-1. Maldonado singled back in the 2nd, scored a run, also flew out to right field back in the 3rd. This is his 3rd plate appearance. As the 0-1 down low and in, 1-1. Schroeder on deck, Scarfone after. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning in a fast-paced ball game. It's only been about an hour and 40 minutes. Next pitch fouled off to the right, not a play. And I think that hit a squirrel. Not sure. Sounds good, though. 1-2 the count. Starting to get in the silly stage of the game as the pitch, swing and a miss. 3rd consecutive strikeout for Rucci. Going all the way back to the 6th inning. That's his 4th strikeout of the ball game, and that's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Tommy Schroeder. Schroeder walked back in the 2nd, scored a run. Also had a base hit back in the 4th, so officially 1 for 1 on the day. Looking for another as the pitch low, below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Schroeder quietly having a good season himself. Great on defense. He's gotten a few base hits, and he just gets hit by the pitch.
And Tommy Schroeder having a ton of fun. You know he's always going to have a good time whenever he's playing the game. After he took that hit, he immediately looked over to the Tarp Skunks dugout, acted like he was in pain for a little bit, but then immediately hopped. As we got a couple geese flying over the field. Oh, those are ducks. Those are mallard ducks. My bad. He looked over at the field and gave a little head shake, just like saying, I'm keeping it loose and I'm having fun. Tongue sticking out during it.
As Steven Scarfone takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, Schroeder's a character. Or Schroeder is a character. Every once in a while, the E, soft E in there. As he takes his lead, flinching over at first base, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Schroeder trying to play mind games with the left-handed pitcher, Anthony Rucci, trying to see if he can break the zone that Rucci has.
As the 1-1, curveball taken for a strike, 1-2 the count to Scarfone. Scarfone struck out back in the 2nd, popped out or fouled out to the 3rd baseman Ford back in the 4th. 1 away, 1-2. High and tight, 2-2. As you have to think that Schroeder over at first is getting into Rucci's head a little bit. The 2-2. There's a little swinging bunt in front of the plate. Out to field it is Scully, throws on to first for the out, but moving over to 2nd is Tommy Schroeder. So the Skunks have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Noah Brooks.
Very interesting scenario there. I mean, a swinging bunt is almost like the equivalent of a sacrifice bunt. Unfortunately, it does go against Scarfone's numbers in the record books, but was able to do the same job as there's now a runner in scoring position and 2 out.
Still a productive out as the first pitch to Brooks down in the dirt. Not far enough for Schroeder to advance as it scooted away from Scully. 1-0. Rucci gets the sign, checks Schroeder at 2nd. The pitch, Outside for a ball, make that 2-0. Asaro, the second baseman, standing close to the bag in case Rucci wants to try.
They know that Schroeder likes to play aggressive on the base paths.
The 2-0 pitch, curveball high for a ball, 3-0.
And you think Tommy Schroeder is getting into his head a little bit, maybe a little delayed from his antics over at first.
Got to wonder if he's chirping a little bit as the 3-0 pitch outside for a ball, and a 4-pitch walk to Noah Brooks puts runners at first and second with 2 outs, and that is going to bring up Brandon McLean Banks.
As the action in the Doubledays bullpen has picked up, Ethan Fulton over in the bullpen is heading over to the mound to start warming up.
As Auburn is running out of chances here, only 6 more outs for the Doubledays. The first pitch to McLean Banks. Outside for a ball, 1-0, and I think Rucci is rattled at this point. He has completely lost the strike zone here ever since hitting Schroeder. And we're going to get a visit to the mound here. And as we wait for the conversation to happen, taking a look at beyond next week, Matty G already told you about the buyout game against the Geneva Red Wings on the 14th. Our next buyout game after that is going to be on June 23rd, a doubleheader against the Newark Pilots. 2 o'clock for the first pitch, 5:30 for the first pitch of game number 2. There's no excuse to not come out and check out Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball Double Dip on June 23rd. As McLean Banks stands in, runners at first and second, 1-0 the count, 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning of the Skunks with a 3-0 lead as a throwback to second. And Schroeder back easily.
Schroeder dancing over at second base, almost making it too easy to draw that pickoff attempt. We'll have to see if he continues that down there.
As Rucci comes set, checks Schroeder the pitch. Back in the strike zone for a called strike. 1-1 the count. On deck is Nigel Sebastianelli. As McLean Banks waits for the 1-1. Runners take their lead. Outside for a ball, 2-1. As Ethan Fulton working in a hurry to get loose down there. The pitch, runners go, throw down to second is not in time. They threw behind. I thought they would have gone for Schroeder at third, but Scully throws behind to try to get Brooks at second, unable to do so. So a double steal puts runners at second and third with 2 out.
It wasn't a horrible idea by Scully. Brooks at first base had a kind of a delayed reaction to that double steal, got a worse jump than Schroeder did. So not a horrible idea to throw down to second. Also, McLean Banks kind of in the way of third base at the time, as McLean Banks calls time. So it wasn't a horrible idea, but Brooks' speed just too quick, able to get in there safely. And now there are 2 runners threatening here for the Skunks.
Base hit scores 2, and the pitch. Swung on, there is a chopper foul. Schroeder didn't even move.
It's people like Schroeder that you always are, you're going to have a good laugh whenever you see him up to his old tricks.
He almost looked indignant that the ball had the audacity to go past him. There you go, 2 Scrabble words in one sentence. The pitch. Swung on, there's a broken bat, chopper to short. Up with it is Piazza, throws on to first, and the inning is over. No runs No hits, 2 runners left on base. We're going to go to the top of the 8th inning. Tarp Skunks 3, Doubledays nothing.
New pitcher on the mound for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. It is going to be Gabe Wheeler. Now, I remember the last time Gabe Wheeler appeared at Dietrich Park, he ended up being taken out of the game early due to injury. He had about a 90-mile-an-hour liner back to his shin, and it ricocheted straight off the bone of his leg. He was able to walk off the field on his own terms, so I'm glad to see that he is okay and back pitching on the mound. 6'1", 160 from the University of Tampa, hailing from Clearwater, Florida. But I just got to take a second. Dre, what a massive performance by Sam Huff tonight.
Sam Huff spinning an absolute beauty. 7 innings pitched, no runs, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts against 0 base on balls. Absolute beautiful performance, and is in line for his first win of the season as Wheeler. Good to see him back on the mound, too.
Yeah, I was a little worried about him. I was unable to get any sort of info onto when he's back, but this is all the information that we need as he is back on the mound, back to full strength, pitching yet again. Some of his stats from the University of Tampa, he is on the JV team. He made 5 appearances there. He started one of them. 10 innings of work, 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned with a 6.3 ERA there. Looking to see if he can keep the effectiveness and the momentum going from Sam Huff as he will be facing Grundy, Hoftiger, and Scully in that order here in the top of the 8th. The Doubledays running out of chances, but here to tell you about how those chances might dwindle as the plays progress, it's Dre Guinness.
All right, we go to the top of the 8th inning with the Tarp Skunks leading 3-0 as Ryan Grundy steps in. He's doubled back in the 5th and grounded out to first in the 2nd inning. 1 for 2 on the day, and Wheeler's first pitch just off the outside corner for a ball. 1-0 to Grundy. Auburn running out of chances here. 6 outs left in the ball game as the next pitch right down the middle for a called strike at the knees. 1-1. Wheeler kicks and throws. Curveball. There's a little pop-up into center field. It's going to fall for a base hit right in front of Doyle. So a leadoff single for Ryan Grundy. And that's going to bring up Ryan Hoftitzer, or Brandon, sorry. Got the 2 names confused.
As there is more action in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. Looking to see if they can go set up man to closer here.
First pitch to Hoftitzer is fouled back.
Such a tough name. Hopefully we haven't screwed it up. Just waiting on the moment.
And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on. There's a ground ball to third. Could be 2. Schroeder to second for 1. On to first. 2. A double play. 5-4-3 around the horn. And quickly there are 2 away.
Let me tell you something. The defense for the Skunks has been electric the past 2 games. The quick hands by Schroeder and McLean Banks to get that ball out of their glove for the quick turn 2. And just like that, the Doubledays chances have gone from 6 to 4 within the blink of an eye.
Now Gabe Wheeler can go back to the windup. The pitch swung on. There's a foul off to the right now to play. 0-1 the count. Logan Scully, the batter. Grounded out to third, flied out to center. Popped up, Stang over to his right and just out of play into the Doubleday bullpen. Stang gave it a chase, but just a little too far away from his glove. So now 0-2 to Scully. 2 away. Top of the 8th inning. Wheeler gets the sign. Now the windup, the 0-2. Swung on, fouled back, and we'll do it again. You can hear the crowd here getting behind Wheeler.
Not just the crowd, but the Tarp Skunks themselves cheering on Gabe Wheeler.
Scully waiting, waving the bat back and forth. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still 3-1 Skunks.
Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Plyler Entry Systems, the Davis Investment Group, and Prevention Works in Casa Trinity. We'd like to thank our sponsors for helping to make this and every live stream of the 2024 season possible. We also encourage all businesses and organizations serving residents in Jamestown and Chautauqua County to consider becoming a Tarp Skunks live stream sponsor for this or a future season by calling us at 716-705-5600, emailing us at contactus@tarpskunks.net, or using the contact form on our website, tarpskunks.com. All sponsors are recognized during each home game during our live stream broadcast, and also by Jeremy Becker, our public address announcer. Thank you to our current sponsors and also to anyone else becoming a future sponsor of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball. New pitcher on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays. It is going to be Ethan Fulton. Ethan Fulton, a 6-foot, 185-pound righty from Trumansburg, New York, a sophomore at St. John Fisher University. Looking to see if he can keep this game to 3 runs to let the offense make it less than that. But it's going to be the top of the order for the Tarp Skunks, Sebastianelli, Doyle, and Kobe Jones in that order. And to tell you all about it, hey, Dre Guinness, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Let's close the book on Rucci. 4 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Good relief appearance for the Doubledays, keeping them within comeback distance. But the Tarp Skunks with 1 more at-bat before they get to try to drop the hammer on Auburn. Nigel Sebastianelli will lead it off for the Tarp Skunks. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Singled back in the second, also grounded to short and struck out in the 5th. So 1 for 3 on the day. Left-handed hitter. Steps in the box, facing the right-handed Fulton. And the first pitch, taken away for a ball, 1-0. Leo Doyle on deck. Sebastianelli waiting for the 1-0. The pitch swung on that one. Probably within 3 feet of hitting us.
If I'd have seen it, I probably could have dived out of the press box.
You would have landed on. You would have landed 6 feet on the field as the 1-1. Just off the outside for a ball. 2-1 the count.
These are getting so close to us. They just get closer and closer as the games progress.
And the pitch, hideaway, 3-1. I know eventually one's going to come this way and come in this booth.
And I can't wait for it. I get a free baseball.
And the 3-1. Down the middle at the knees for a strike. 3-2 now to Sebastianelli.
Sebastianelli doing a great job here, seeing a bunch of pitches, letting the other players learn as much as they can.
And a strike 3 call on a pitch that appeared to be low and away. Sebastianelli couldn't believe it. His second strikeout looking. And the first out of the inning, as that will bring up the center field, Leo Doyle. Doyle 1 for 3. Singled back in the first. Grounded to third and popped out to shortstop as the first pitch.
First pitch was bunted foul, and it ended up hitting Scully behind the dish. I have a feeling that hit him where the sun doesn't shine. He's having to take a minute to make sure he's okay.
Deep breaths.
This is why catchers wear gear.
Yes.
Of all kinds.
Yes.
But even with that bunt, the Auburn Doubledays not learning their lesson. Everyone at normal depth.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2.
Well, color me humbled. They didn't try to bunt again.
As Doyle behind in the count, 0-2. Fulton with the pitch. Swung on. There's a ground ball to third. Up with it is Ford. Throws it over to first in time, and there are 2 away. And that will bring up the left fielder, Kobe Jones. Jones on the day, 0 for 3, struck out, grounded to second, flied out to right. Another left-handed hitter. Facing Fulton with 2 away. The pitch. Right at the knees for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Good job by Scully to frame that. As the next pitch swung on, there is a fly into right field that's going to fall for a base hit. Right in front of Hofstitzer. And Jones is aboard with his first hit of the ball game. And with 2 away, that's going to bring up the first baseman, Bobby Stang.
Yeah, Hofstitzer playing a little bit too deep for Kobe Jones. He hit that line drive right in front of him, and it dropped right at his feet. He was unable to come in at quick enough to be able to try and make a shoelace grab. And this inning is still alive.
The first pitch to Stang on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Stang 0 for 3 on the day. Big man with power. Looking for something he can drive here. As the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Stang with power, not afraid to let the bat head fly. Not choking up here, still looking to drive something. As Fulton comes set, the 0-2. Swung on, popped up. Shallow right field. Hofstitzer is there, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We go to the 9th inning, and here to take you the rest of the way, Matty G will be up. Still 3-0 Skunks going to the 9th. New pitcher in for the Tarp Skunks is Simon Aluko, 6'3", 220-pound left-hand red shirt freshman out of Ackworth, Georgia. Very familiar with that area. Career stats, 7.17 ERA in 15 appearances, 21 in the third innings pitched, 17 hits, 17 earned runs, 22 walks against 21 strikeouts. And he is on to try to lock this one down and pick up the save. as we close the book on Wheeler. Decent outing for Wheeler. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, no runs, a strikeout.
And like you said, it is the major league setup. You got the starter going 7, the setup man in the 8th, and now Aluko looking to get the save and close it out in the 9th.
Just like Hollywood wrote the script, as it is going to be Piazza, Ford, and Perez, the bottom of the order, and here to take you the rest of the way, it's Matty G.
Thank you very much, Dre. Now, let me tell you, today's game has absolutely been a defensive priority, as the only runs that have been scored throughout the entirety of the game, as you take a look at that scoreboard, the only runs that have been scored have been in the 2nd inning, in the bottom of the 2nd, 3 runs across for the Skunks, but otherwise it has been zeros on zeros on zeros. And the Tarp Skunks looking to add 1 more to put this game to bed with another W in the books.
You know, and then on a Friday night, Tarp Skunks looking to end this one early. We've just passed only the 2-hour mark of this ball game. Usually at this point, we're around the 6th inning.
I know, a game's usually 3 hours or more, but all of a sudden, we're only 3 outs away from this game possibly being over. As Piazza steps up to the plate. As that first pitch misses for ball 1.
Piazza, Ford, and Perez, the 8, 9, 10 hitters.
Next pitch, down the heart of the plate, called strike 1. Let me tell you, Aluko pumping some heat. He's got some speed on his pitches as the 1-1. Check swing, called strike 2. And Piazza not happy in the slightest by that call. But the count is 1-2. As Aluko's got the pitch he likes. And the delivery. Swing and a miss! He struck him out. Piazza down on strikes.
That's a huge strikeout to start the top of the 9th inning. Really puts the pressure on the Doubledays now, as they are 2 outs away from dropping their 2nd game of the season.
That is strikeout number 12 for the entirety of the pitching staff for the Skunks today, as Aiden Ford steps up to the plate. And his first pitch from Simon Aluko, called strike 1 on the inside corner. Another check swing there by Aiden Ford, but not enough. It was kind of just like a timing check to see if he's on the speed that Simon Aluko is firing in with. As the 0-1, called strike 2.
He kind of has a slingshot motion, doesn't do the leg trick of a leg kick of a Dontrell Willis, but he has that same slingshot motion.
Aluko comes set. And the 0-2 delivery. Just inside. That just missed by maybe an inch or 2.
And that might have been a sell job by Ford by the way he backed off. That looked like that could have hit the corner.
And the 1-2. Again, just misses the plate a little outside. Aluko smiling on the mound.
He's hitting dots, just not getting that last call.
So 2-2, 1 out. Aiden Ford waits at the plate. And the pitch. It's hit high down the left field line. Tracking it is Kobe Jones. And he will make the grab on the line for the 2nd out of the top of the 9th. And Juan Perez is all that remains. The last hope to keep this game alive for the Auburn Doubledays.
Perez 0 for 1 officially on the day. Struck out back in the 4th. Was hit by a pitch in the 6th. And left on base. So they are down to their final outs of the ball game.
Pitch from Aluko. Called strike 1 on the outside corner. That was more over the heart of the plate than anything. Perez wanting to see at least 1 pitch from Aluko just to time him up. As the 0-1 Called strike 2.
Down to their final strike.
Perez looking to end this game very quickly. The crowd getting raucous here at Dietrich Park. The 0-2 delivery from Aluko. Check swing, but picked up by Aluko. Throw over to first, and that is the ball game. A bunt swing by Perez will end the game with a 1-3 put away, with the Tarp Skunks coming out on top for the second win in a row, 3-0 over the Doubledays.
Yeah, absolutely huge win. Auburn coming in at 3-1. They will fall to 3-2. Jamestown moves to 3-1. That's going to advance them in the standings. This was an absolutely filthy performance all the way around by the Jamestown Tarp Skunks pitching staff. Luco struck out. I shouldn't have closed my scorebook, Curly. That's what you get. Luco, in that 1-2-3 inning, struck out 1 for a total of 12 strikeouts, victimizing the Auburn Doubledays. So Jamestown goes to 3-1. The win goes to Sam Huff. Picks up his first win of the season. 7 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, and no walks. The loss goes to Brett Lavely. 3 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And just all up and down, an incredible performance by this pitching staff. Yesterday it was the hitting, today it was the pitching, as we're set for a rematch with Niagara Falls tomorrow.
Absolutely, an amazing performance by the Skunks all around. This team really showing their worth, at least early on in the season. But we got to take a look at some individualization here and take a look at our most valuable stinkers. You let it off yesterday, if I remember correctly.
I did, yes.
I think it's time that I take the low-hanging fruit and let you work a little bit. I'm going to give this to Sam Hoff, the player of the game, my most valuable stinker. A pitcher, 7 innings of no-run, 3-hit baseball. Did not allow a single walk. He only allowed 3 people on base throughout the entirety of this game. 3, maybe 4, if I remember correctly. 10 strikeouts in total. That man had an absolute gem of a performance. He should feel very proud of himself to be able to go a full 7 here. So, Dre, now that I've had the low-hanging fruit, what are your thoughts today?
I'm going to take the entire infield from third to first. 2 double plays turned, one a 4.63, one a 5.43, and that really is what hurt Auburn as they were getting runners in scoring position and wiped out by the double plays. So from third to first, Schroeder, Sebastianelli, McLean Banks, and Bobby Stang, they're my most valuable stinkers.
Hey, I mean, that's one way to put it. The entirety of the defense is hard to pick just one. So I am completely with you on that one. Support for our coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you by Plyler Entry Systems, the Davis Investment Group, and Prevention Works, and Casa Trinity. We'd like to thank our sponsors for helping to make this and every live stream of the 2024 season possible. We also encourage all businesses and organizations serving residents in Jamestown and Chautauqua County to consider becoming a Tarp Skunks live stream sponsor for this season or a future season by calling us at 716-705-5600, emailing us at contactus@tarpskunks.net, or using the contact form on our website, tarpskunks.com. All sponsors are recognized during each home game during our live stream broadcast and also by our public address announcer. Thank you to our current sponsors and also to anyone else considering becoming a future sponsor of Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball. Don't forget, we are back in action again tomorrow night. First pitch is at 6:30. We go live here on YouTube at 6:15 to preview the rematch between the Tarp Skunks and the Niagara Falls Americans, the last game of a 5-game homestand. We thank you all for joining us here tonight. Dre Guinness, thank you once again for joining me for another Tarp Skunks victory. But for now, I'm Matty G. Alongside Dre, we're going to say goodbye. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.